and they're off. Spring Promise got a very alert beginning, leads already by the best part of a length to Senesi, who races in second. Midsummer Dance just in third, but now being taken on and passed by Queen Regent, who makes a move on the outside. Veil of Shadows broke slowly, but has now moved into midfield. The one who's running very greenly at the back of the field and been ridden along is Pillars of Creation. Hasn't really picked up the bit at all in the early stages, but it's a comparatively easy lead here for James Doyle on Spring Promise as they meander towards the end of the back straight. Now around the outside, Veil of Shadows is showing interest to take second, with Senesi on the inside now in third. Lit up, having made ground, is Queen Regent, who's on the turn now, racing in fourth position, followed then on the inside by Athena Ballerina as they go through the halfway point, and it took them a long time to get there. Then around the outside is Duveen, followed by Pillars of Creation. Now Midsummer Dance has been shuffled back, and Kalama Sunrise is at the back of the field. So it is Spring Promise has done nothing more than the morning gallop so far out in front, leads by a length and a half to Veil of Shadows, who races in second. Senesi on the inside is in third. Queen Regent is stoked along now in fourth position. Now Pillars of Creation begins to get the hang of this racing game down the outside. Midsummer Dance is also trying to pick up, so too Athena Ballerina. Now they're racing down towards the final furlong. This has become a bit of a burn-up down the home straight, and it is Spring Promise who still has the lead to Veil of Shadows, who tries to close. Senesi on the inside. Queen Regent down the wide outside. Spring Promise needs the line, and they hit it together, the two Godolphin fillies. Veil of Shadows on the outside of Spring Promise. Godolphin have won it, but with which one? And they were just ahead of Queen Regent.
And I think it might have been Veil of Shadows, a second string for Godolphin. White cap. Head starts to go up, but I think she has beaten the favourite Spring Promise. Back in third, Promise shown by Queen Regent. But that was a bit of a faster race. They walked down the back straight, sprinted up the home straight, and in the end it was the newcomer, who I thought looked the better of the two physically in the paddock. Veil of Shadows, the Frankel filly. Not the clearest on my monitor, but I think she has got up under Jamie Spencer. More straightforward with Spring Promise on their second start, having been very green at Lingfield on their debut. And the one that was green today on her debut was Queen Regent, who's not been beaten far, back in third place.
First, number 9, Veil of Shadows.
Photo called Veil of Shadows is our winner for Jamie Spencer in the white cap. A 1-2 for Charlie Appleby and the Godolphin team. But here, in a bunch, looks like James Doyle has probably stolen it from the front. He's seen off his rival experience, Senesi, but the two newcomers start to stay on strongly down the outside. Not much to her, our favourite Spring Promise, and she's been claimed by the Frankel filly. I will be taking the third horse out of the race for the future, Queen Regent. I like her debut. She got a bit upset in the stalls with the long delay, and in the end, she's run a nice race. It was a winner for Jamie Spencer and Charlie Appleby, Jess, but perhaps not the one the market expected.
Yeah, but never underestimate the second string of the Charlie Applebys. And look, this daughter of Frankel has got up on the line from Spring Promise, who goes out on her sword, really. But that's the photographic evidence, the photo finish. We'll take it from the start, Rachel, because it's Spring Promise who bounces out of stall 6 really well.
Yes.
Gets the best break of them all, whereas Veil of Shadows was slightly tardy, but allowed to be on her first go. And we're just watching this and thinking that Spring Promise probably might have got a little bit bored out in front, but she, as you were saying to me, she wasn't really listening to James Doyle a huge amount.
No, her ears are bolt upright, facing forward, and you know that means she is not paying one iota of attention to James Doyle. She's just bouncing around almost like a little pony, just first around out in a field for the day, and she's just having a good time. I know she's won, but Veil of Shadows was being held in the gate, so that might have been partly why she had an ever so slightly tardy start, because obviously she must have been a little bit upset, and so there was actually a stall handler in there with her, just holding her, keeping her head sort of in the right position. But very quickly, Jamie was able to get her up, sitting in the perfect position off the flank of her stablemate, and same with Robert Haviland. Queen Regent didn't break the most alertly, and he was able to get up to a good early position. I mean, the fact that Kalama Sunrise, who fell out of the gate, I had no idea what she was doing throughout most of it, has actually been able to latch on to the first tail of the field. I think we've just set a world record for the slowest first half mile that has ever been run at Kempton.
Yeah, potentially so. Yeah, looking out the pack here, this is where James Dawes getting down and asking his horse to really start rolling. And she, to her credit, is, but it's the horses that are making up ground in the back here, and Veil of Shadows does well. I mean, she's a out-and-out miler through and through, pedigree-wise, isn't she? Whereas Spring Promise, I mean, she still looks like that herself. I don't think you would suggest that they're doing anything wrong or right here with her trip, but she's just been slightly outgunned at the death.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like when she was trying to speed up, she couldn't go through the gears as quickly. Then again, look how big she is width-wise compared to her stablemate. I mean, there's two of the winner could fit in the second. And sometimes that would mean that she just needs a little bit longer to get her stride. She is a Lope de Vega. They do tend to want a little bit further. Then again, she's a half-brother, half-sister to the Platinum Jubilee winner, Naval Crown, from last year. So the pedigree is a mixed bag. But for me, she just looked like she was outpaced, that up and trip would want to suit her. But Veil of Shadows, on debut, extremely impressive, 8-1. Very intriguing, considering that Charlie Appleby had a debutante winner of a novice on Wednesday with measured times. That went off odds on, so, we got one right, got one wrong.
Yeah, he's got a good handle of this kind of division. He's had Sapphire Seas, Glittering Lights, all fillies winning at this kind of trip, all by wonderful stallions, including Frankel, and this is another one to go to war with for the rest of the year. And she returned at 8-1. Stable Companion Spring Promise was home in second at 8-11. Queen Regent was third at 3-1. Winning time for Veil of Shadows in our second race, 1 minute 42.06 seconds. It was slow, 5.16 seconds above the standard, 0.65 seconds above the standard furlong per furlong.
And it's the second string that has won for Godolphin. In the white cap here, Jamie Spencer. A filly that was green early, but the steady pace probably played into your hands as you actually got a decent enough position.
Yeah, I was able to, because it went so slow, I was able to sort of move up into second without wasting too much energy after not having a brilliant start. And then, as you say, we went very slow, and it was a dash from just before the junction, and my filly really was only just getting into her stride at the line. I didn't think I'd catch James at the furlong pole. Slowly but surely she wore him down.
Yeah, the Frankel filly, did you feel like she extended quite nicely under you in that final furlong to claim James?
Yeah, and look, most of the Frankels stay well, so you'd have thought she should be able to step up and trip, and it's always nice to win.
Perfect start, good start to the evening, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, James. Thanks.